Hello class, last meeting you had your first taste of a real defense and a personal defense. We have defined what is a holder in due course, no? The definition of a holder in due course is found in section 52. You were told last meeting that if the instrument is wanting in material particular, as when it is not dated or there is a blank on the instrument, it is the obligation of the holder to fill in the blanks, no? So long as the same is delivered to him. Therefore, if the instrument is incomplete but delivered, it is just a personal defense. In the hands of a holder in due course, he can still enforce on the instrument. But if the instrument is incomplete and at the same time undelivered, then it is a real defense and even a holder in due course could not enforce on the instrument. Now, what is the importance of delivery that is catered by Section 16? Mahaba ang Section 16 class, nag-rumble ang words so mahirap siya intindihin. Ha? Ganito na lang. Ha? The person holding the instrument, di ba sabi kong dati, the essence of negotiable instrument is its negotiability. Ibig sabihin, it could be transferred from one person to another. Okay? If A holds the instrument and he delivers the instrument to B, his purpose there is to put effect on the instrument so that B will be the holder of the instrument. Therefore, delivery completes the negotiation. Now, delivery completes the negotiation. If there is delivery, then the negotiable instrument is transferred from one person to another. Now, usually, pwede yan siya na delivery lang as when it's a bearer instrument or kailangan ng endorsement plus delivery. We will discuss this later. But suffice it to say that delivery is very important because delivery gives effect, gives essence to the negotiability of the instrument that is catered by Section 16. Let us go to Section 17, construction of an instrument where the instrument is ambiguous. Very important ito class kahit sa contracts. Okay, let us go to Section 17. If I were you, baglagyan niyo ng star because that is a very important section. Where the language of the instrument is ambiguous and there are omissions there to the following rules of construction shall apply. Meron kayong statcon, di ba? Statutory construction na discuss nyo man din ito. But nevertheless, if the words are plain, plain and simple, then layman's interpretation. But if the words are ambiguous, then this is the way to interpret it. Letter A. When the sum payable is expressed in words and also in figures, and there is discrepancy between the two, the sum denoted by words is the sum payable. But if the words are ambiguous or uncertain, reference may be had to the figures to fix the amount. So it's words versus figures, words prevail. But if there is ambiguity in the words, then you make reference to the figures. Letter B. Where the instrument provides for payment of interest without specifying the date from which the interest is to run, the interest runs from the date of the instrument. If the instrument is undated, from the date it was issued. Again, if the instrument is not dated, who has the right to fill up the date? The holder, the recipient of the instrument. Letter C. Where the instrument is not dated, it will be considered to be dated at the time it was issued. And letter D, when there is conflict between written and printed provisions of the instrument, the written provision prevails. What is the written provision? Scribbled, Kung may diferensya ang isinulat kamay kaysa sa dun sa typewritten or computerized, then yung sulat kamay ang mag-prevail. Why? Because it's harder to do it. That's why in wheels class, holographic wheel, kailangan sulat kamay siya. Hindi pwede na i-type mo, not unless ang typewriter mo isulat kamay. Okay, letter E. Where the instrument is so ambiguous that there is a doubt whether it is a bill or a note, the holder may treat it either at his election. So very powerful ang holder class, Again, what makes you a holder? Delivery. Letter F. Where a signature is so placed upon the instrument that it is not clear in what capacity the person is making the same intended to sign, he is deemed to be an endorser. Why not maker? Why not drawer? Why endorser? Because the liability is lesser. Letter G. Where the instrument contains the word I promise to pay is signed by two or more persons, they are deemed to be jointly and severally liable thereon. When you say jointly and severally, it means solidarily. So when you say I promise to pay signed by two or more persons, their liability is solidary and it's not joint. it is solidary. Okay? Now, section 18. What if the instrument was signed by a person, no? By a person under his trade or assumed name? Like let's say, usually ganito yan, Chiang Kai-shek na aka Johnny Bravo. Ganyan yan siya, no? Anyway, no person is liable on the instrument whose signature does not appear thereon, except as hereto otherwise provided, no? But if one signs in his trade or assumed name, he will be liable to the same extent as if he has signed in his own name. Usually, ang mga Chinese friends natin, no? They have their English name, no? They have their English name. Okay, signature by an agent. Now, there are times where you are not present, then you sign an instrument or an agent. Paano i-negate ng agent ang liability niya? Signature by an agent, how shown? The signature of any party may be duly authorized agent. No particular form of appointment is necessary for this purpose, and the authority of the agent may be established as other case of agency. Okay, anyway, how will an agent negate his liability? First, he should indicate that he is an agent. He should indicate that he is an agent. He will sign and he will disclose the principal. Section 20. Liability of person signing as agent. Where the instrument contains a person adds his signature words indicating he signs the same in behalf of the principal or representative capacity, he is not liable in the instrument if he is duly authorized. But the mere addition of the word describing him as an agent or filling in with representative character without disclosing his principal does not exempt him from his liability. So, if you are an agent, how will you negate your liability? The first thing that you're going to do is to determine your authority. You should be authorized. Number two, you should add the word that you are an agent and you have to disclose your principal. These three steps should be followed in order for an agent to negate his liability. Now, there is this signature by per procuration or PP. Let's say, agent signs, then he puts PP. No? If the agent signs and he puts PP on the instrument, the presumption there is that the agent has a limited liability. Therefore, it is most prudent, that with whom he is transacting, that person should ask what is the extent of his liability, his authority. So, dapat yan siya pakita niya ang special power of attorney. Okay? That is section 21. What is the effect of a forged signature? Now, forged signature is a real defense. Therefore, it will not. Not even if you are a holder in due course, you cannot enforce on the instrument. When the signature is forged or made without authority of a person whose signature it purports to be, it is wholly inoperative and no right to retain the instrument or to give or discharge thereof or to enforce payment thereto against the party thereof, no? Can be acquired through or under such signature unless the party against whom it is sought to enforce as such was precluded from setting up the defense of forgery or the one of authority, as when by his acts, no, it would appear that he has authorized that person. Okay, so what is the effect of a forged signature? No effect. No effect at all. Ibig sabihin, it will not render validity to any contract that is signed. No? Ineffectual siya. And if the signature is forged, even if you are a holder in due course, you could not enforce on the instrument. Okay? That settles chapter 1 of title 1 class. Next video, we will discuss chapter 2